This is verse 37 of the 18th chapter, the Gospel of John. We're continuing to follow the conversation, the interrogation, as it were, between Pontius Pilate on the one hand and Jesus, who was on trial, on the other. And we've had the affirmation now that Jesus is a king. He's the king of the Jews. That's the upshot of what's been taking place so far, and it elicits from Pilate the response that we have here. So apen, from lego I say, third person singular, aorist active indicative, he said, un, postpositive therefore, the indirect object auto, dative singular masculine, he said therefore to him, and then the subject of the verb, ho pilatos. So Pilate said therefore to him. And this word is unique in the New Testament, only occurs here. A little bit of a difference of opinion as to how it should be accented, but it seems the upshot of it, uk un, not therefore, would be the literal rendering, but it introduces a question that appears to expect an affirmative answer. We might put it in the vernacular in English, so you are a king, are you? Something like that. That would be the sense of it. And so we'll take it that way. And so basileus, this is the word for king. It's in the nominative, singular, the verb here from abim. This is the second person singular, present active indicative. King are is the idea. Then su, of course, the emphatic form of the second person nominative pronoun. And so, as I say, we'll render it, so you are a king, are you? Something like that. A little bit, of course, ironic, because in the present situation, Jesus probably doesn't look much like a king. But nevertheless, Pilate puts that back to him. Then we have this remarkable response from Jesus, apokrithe, from apokrinomi, deponent verb, third person singular, aorist active indicative. So ho Jesus, Jesus answered. And then su, the second person singular pronoun, you say, leges. From lego I say, this is the second person singular, present active indicative, you say, hoti, conjunction, that, in this case, basileus, you say that king, ami I am. Jesus, of course, incorporating the response from Pilate himself, well, you just said I am a king. And this seems to be an appropriate response to this question from Pilate, so you are a king, are you? Jesus says, well, you say that I'm a king. And then Jesus continues, ego. Ego is the first person singular pronoun, I, from ego in English, of course we get that, I. Ace, preposition with the accusative, tuto, into this. So I into this, gegenemai. Gegenemai is the first person singular, perfect, passive in form, indicative, so I was born to this end. Passive in form, so into this I was born is the idea. This, by the way, would be an affirmation, of course, of the humanity of Jesus, which some people feel is not very conspicuous in John's Gospel, but it shows up frequently enough, and this would be an occasion where it does. So I to this end am born, and then adding the corollary idea, kai, the connective, ace, tuto, so repeating the structure here, and into this, alelutha, I have come. Now that's a very different idea. That's not being born, but that's the idea of having a pre-existent circumstance. So he was born in this world and yet at the same time came into this world, which is looking back, of course, into his pre-existence and indeed into his deity. And so we would say that both of these are affirmed here, his humanity and his deity, and then taken together, ace, tone, cosmo, into the world. So for this purpose I was born, and to this end I have come into the world. And then adding hina, the conjunction takes the subjunctive, as we have it here. So martureso, first person singular, present active subjunctive, and so, or aorist actually, active subjunctive. So in order that I might bear witness, and then te, this is the feminine dative singular to bear witness to the truth, aletheia. This is the purpose for which I came into the world. I came into the world, I was born in order to bear witness, to testify, as if under oath, to the truth, the real truth of all human existence, and so on. And then pas in the singular means all or every. Here it's every, ho, every, the, and then own from me. This is a present active participle, masculine singular nominative, so every one who, every the being, literally ek tes aletheus, every the being out of the truth, or the one who belongs to the truth, or is an expression of the truth, every one who is of such a character. Akue, from akuo, I hear, third person singular, present active indicative, hears, and then mu, put up front to give it emphasis, mu, the of me, the voice. So everyone who is of the truth, who belongs to the truth, hears the voice of me. So it's quite a package of ideas here. Jesus affirms his pre-existence. He affirms his humanity. He affirms, indeed, he is a king, in a sense, in connection with Pilate's statement. And then he makes this further comment that those who belong to the truth will recognize the truth as articulated by Jesus. And of course, we can assume that Pilate could not rightly count himself as one of those who was within that class of people that recognized Christ as the bearer of the truth.